Hey guys, it's Jen B with Jen B Makeup Magic, and today I have a little bit of a different tutorial. I am redoing my makeup studio and I wanted to share with you guys my glitter wall and how I did it. Alright, so to create my glitter wall, I just used two different types of glitter. I just got these both at Walmart. I mixed a finely milled glitter and then I bought some of the jumbo glitter. For my wall that I did, I probably used 4 of these size glitters and 3 of these. I used Mod Podge and I used the gloss formula. They sell them in large gallon size containers. If I would have known that, I totally would have bought one of those because I used probably about 5 containers of Mod Podge this size. I use these sponge paint brushes. You can get these at Walmart in the craft department. And I used a putty knife to get the mixture close to my trim. And I bought some of this Goo Gone because I made a mess all over the floor. The good thing about Mod Podge is it comes off very easily, so if you do get it on your floor, it's easy to get off. I probably would have used a drop cloth and maybe taped up my trim if I did this again. That way I wouldn't have such a mess to clean up. But these are some of the products that I used, and I think it would be really cool to do different color glitters. I think you could do this on any color wall. The color of my wall now is like an icy lavender color. It's almost kind of a white color, but it's got a little hint of lilac to it. So that's what I did with mine. But it was relatively easy to do. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to do is take whatever color glitter that you want in your styrofoam bowl. Pour it into your bowl. And then I'm going to take the jumbo glitter, because remember I said I wanted my walls to look really chunky with glitter. And you're going to add that, and you can kind of do that in whatever ratio you want. I didn't mix just a giant batch of this, I just kept remixing, because the Mod Podge can dry out a little bit while you're working. I'm just going to take the back of this brush and I'm just going to kind of stir the two glitters together. Now the consistency that you want with the Mod Podge is going to depend on how you want your walls to look. If you want it to just be a sheer wash of glitter, you're going to add less glitter and more Mod Podge. But I want my consistency to be, I don't know, I kind of feel like it's almost like concrete. It's pretty chunky, so you don't, it's not very spreadable, so you have to remix quite often. So I'm just going to stir that together really, really well. And like I said, I want it to be pretty thick and pretty chunky in consistency. Because if you shear it out too much, you're just going to get kind of a sheer wash of glitter. Which that could be pretty too, but I want mine fabulously tacky, so I'm definitely going to make mine pretty chunky. So you can see how chunky that is. That's the consistency that I like mine at. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of show you how to do the corners first. I'm not going to do the whole wall because this is kind of time consuming, but I'm just going to take my putty knife and I'm going to take my glitter mixture and I'm just going to take, because this stuff is really chunky, so I mean, like I said, if you don't put a drop cloth down, you'll have glitter chunks all over the floor like I do right now. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my putty knife and I'm just going to kind of press it into the corner. And I don't want to smooth it out too much because I really want my glitter to be heavy. So I'm just taking a little bit on that end and I'm just smoothing it out. This is just so you can get really close to the trim. You can't get close to the trim with the sponge. It won't get close enough. So it's kind of like painting. I guess you could go through and do all of your trim work first and then go in with the brush. I have used quite a bit of product. I think I'm on my, gosh, what? I used 3 jars of glitter last night and 2 of the jumbo. So I bought 2 more jars of glitter because I've got to finish this section and I got to go back and touch up some patches. You'll notice when it dries, any areas that you missed, you can go back over and kind of do some patchwork. So after the wall dries, I'm going to go back and do that. So this is basically how you would do your edges. And like I said, if any falls on the floor, it's really easy. It just dries and you can just kind of peel it right up. All right, so now to do the wall, I'm going to take my sponge and my chunky glitter mixture. You see it's really chunky. It doesn't really stay on the brush. I mean, it will fall off pretty easily. So this is kind of messy. I found that it works best if you take your brush and work up. And I'm only doing a section about the size of the brush. If you want it to be really thick and really chunky on your wall, you can't really spread it too much. Because the more you spread, the sheerer you're going to get. And I'm not really pressing down too hard, I'm more just kind of sponging it on. And I found that going upwards is better. If you try to go down, you will definitely have a lot of glitter fall out on the floor. And the Mod Podge does dry clear, so it will look a little bit cloudy until it dries. So if you wanted to do just a sheer wash of glitter, like I said, you would mix your formula thinner, or you could mix it thick like this and you could just really spread it out. Like you could go like that and that would just give you like more sheer of a wash, but I'm going heavy. I think the hardest part was doing the very top because, well, for one, I had to be on a ladder to do it, and two, like when you had the glitter fall out, it kind of fell in my face quite a few times, so be careful when you're doing that. I think for a wall this size, you probably, like I said, I'm gonna gone through about, I bought 2 more jars today, so I'm on about jar 3 with this size. So you can definitely go through a lot of product. The Mod Podge does come in a really big, I think it's a gallon size container, but I just got it at Walmart and they of course didn't have any of the gallon sizes there, but I would probably buy a gallon size if I was going to do another wall like this again. Now Mod Podge also has a sealer that you can spray on it. I don't know that I'm really going to need to do that. I mean, I'm touching the wall where it's dry and I mean nothing's coming off. It doesn't feel sticky, it doesn't feel tacky. So I don't know that I'm going to spray the sealer over it. Maybe I'll do just a section to see what it does, but I mean nothing's coming off. It's on there pretty good. And try not to get your brush with too much product on it, or you definitely will get the fallout. And even when you're coming from the top, you're going to get a little bit anyway. Alright, so you see I did that little section for you, so that section's still wet, so it's going to dry, and when it dries it will dry to the finish of that on the right. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this section. I'm going to go back, and I don't know if you can see at the ceiling, I need to go back in with my putty spatula and I'm going to get closer to the ceiling. And there are some places that I need to do some touch-up work. So once it dries, you can kind of see if you have any patches. You can see I have a little patch right here, and then I'm going to go around these outlets with my putty knife, or putty spatula, whatever that, no, putty knife. I'm going to go around that again with my putty knife. But I've seen other methods of this done. I've been trying to figure out the best way to do it. I found wallpaper, but I could only find it in the UK and it was super expensive.